Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and welcome to Heart podcast. In this podcast, we slow down and have genuine conversations about the things that touch our lives, our struggles, our growth, and everything in between. So finally, we're doing the long-awaited episode about feminism. We've wanted to do this for so long, and here we are. The place is as always. Yeah, yeah, but we will try our best, inshallah, and inshallah it will be good. So the thing is, when we talk about feminism, we have contradictory ideas. Some people, they go for feminism and they love it and they support it all the way, and some they just they have this feeling towards feminism, and I am one of those people. I don't like feminism. Ever since I heard the word feminism, I felt like there's something wrong. And the thing is, the community around me made me feel like I have to accept it because it's part of being a woman to know your rights, or to, because that's what feminism claimed to do. So we will be discussing this. What is feminism actually, and is it what it really claims to be? Is the definition of feminism really doing what it means or not? And to be honest, we will probably criticize, because I don't know, but I feel like we need to criticize. We cannot just take feminism for granted, or not just feminism. We cannot take any ideology, especially if it's affecting us in a great way. We cannot just take it for granted. So yeah, so let's start. What is feminism?
What is feminism? Okay. Hello, guys.
And now, I want you to tell me, did you have this contradictory feeling about feminism? Like before you've settled on an opinion, on a specific opinion about feminism, did you have like this feeling that you have to accept feminism just because everyone around you is supporting it?
I wouldn't say so. I would say that at some point of my life, I was a feminist myself. So I thought it was fine. There was nothing wrong with feminism. It was promoting women rights and stuff. And I didn't know what was inside those women rights. So yeah, I wouldn't say I had contradictory or conflicting ideas about feminism. I would say that I was once a feminist, thinking that feminism was all good in pink and purple and stuff. But it turned out to be not very well, and it didn't resonate with what I thought it was right. Yeah, so no, I don't think I had those ideas. It just, when I came to the conclusion that it was wrong, it was it. Like, I don't even care about being despised by women. I'm not a feminist. I hate feminists. No offense. A lot of offense. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah.
But before we get into criticism, let's take a step back. I mean, you once sent me this message talking about how feminists are actually hurt and they're actually weak, and that's why they have this face, or this camouflage to hide their insecurity. Okay, so okay, you don't want to. Okay, cool.
This is gonna be so well, but at the end of the episode, after we finish what feminism is and what is it wrong, why is it wrong, what's wrong about it, then we can say this.
So now I guess we can start with the man and the bear story that I told you about. So the thing is, or what I've noticed, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but there's this viral TikTok trend that they do. They go ask people, if you're stuck in the woods, would you rather be with a bear or a male? And most of the females, they choose to be with a bear. And we've talked about this. It's that we have, or that society nowadays is pushing us to have this enemy relationship with men. Like, it's always he versus she and not he and she. It's always a man is a threat, a man is a danger. So you have to be careful. And that's why I assume most of the girls, they do not trust men. They just, and as the question, as they answered the question, they would choose to be a bear with. And a bear, by the way, it's not a cute creature. It is actually a very dangerous creature. So preferring a bear over a man is something that we should think about. So, what do you think? Do you have this thing in mind that men and women are actually enemies?
Well, first of all, I don't know, or I'm not sure where this bear thing comes from. Maybe it comes from the fact that they want to be protected and they feel that if they are around a man, they're not going to be protected enough. I don't know if it comes from this stance. If it does, it doesn't make sense because a bear is more dangerous than a man still. But if it comes from this stance, it's okay. It's not okay, but we can consider this. But if it comes from a stance that men are bad, men are shitty, we should not swear. Oh my god, okay, you can ignore this. Like men, okay, they suck. I think it's wrong. Not because that men don't suck, because they do at times, and women suck. Everyone sucks. But yeah, I think the problem is that thinking that one gender is better than the opposite, or one gender has to be superior, or one gender is better, whatever. Like, just put in a lot of emphasis on genders. This is just all wrong. Why do we guys allocate time to think about this? This just, I don't know. It's just basic math. Why do we need to think that men are better than women and women can do everything and men can do? Why do we even waste time on that when we can do a lot of better things in life in the first place?
And the thing is, I mean, actually, this is when I told you about Abdul Wahab al-Misiri. He's is he Egyptian? He's an Egyptian philosopher, thinker. So, talking about feminism, he said that feminism, or that's how he explained it. What is feminism? Okay, maybe we can start with that.
So yeah, before criticizing and attacking feminism, let's see what feminists think feminism is. So I have this definition. I'm not sure what website this is, to be honest. It's called iwda.org.au. It's from Australia. AU is Australia, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. OZ people, they're nice. Okay, so quite simply, feminism is about all genders having equal rights and opportunities. It's about respecting diverse women's experiences, identities, knowledge, and strength, and striving to empower all women to realize their full rights. It's about leveling the playing field between genders. Oh, okay, that's an interesting catch on that. And ensuring that diverse women and girls have the same opportunities in life available to boys and men. Okay. What do you think of that?
I think it sounds good. Yeah, exactly. It sounds nice. And this is what not just feminism but all the new ideologies sound like.
They sound fancy.
Yeah, something, but I don't know. Do they really do something? And going back to Abdul Wahab al-Misiri, Abdul Wahab, I guess. So he explained that feminism, and we can see it clearly here, but indirectly, that it is التمركز حول المرأة, focusing on women. So the thing is, because women were oppressed at a time, so they were undermined. What they do is they
were criticizing the patriarchy, and then we have now the matriarchy. It's just the same thing, exactly done the same way. Is that we were criticizing how men were the center of everything, how they were superior, how they had the better opportunities. Now we want the same thing for women. So where's the solution in that? We're just taking someone and putting another one as a superior. There should not be a superior. There should not be a center. That's the main issue of feminism, is that they want men to be replaced by women in the exact same corrupted system. It's the same thing. It's just not the patriarchy, it's the matriarchy. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know the word matriarchy. Is it the opposite of patriarchy?
Yeah, because we have a matriarch and a patriarch, so it's gonna be the matriarchy. That's it. We're still having an oppressive system that focuses on one gender and leaves the other gender out. That's the exact same thing. So don't you think that this is bad, guys?
Yeah, and it's like and it's not solving the problem. It's basically you're creating a problem out of a problem. You're not solving the problem. The main problem is still there, and some women are still oppressed. And the women who are not oppressed, they oppress men, or they in a way they have wrong perceptions about men, and that hinders their relationship with men. And you see women nowadays, they don't want to get married. They look at men. They look down on men. Like we even have this in our inside jokes, like the memes women, and then we turn it into men. And
Like, why does a gender have to be a meme content? Like, why do we have to criticize one gender at the expense of the other? Like, we don't have to criticize any genders, and this is just defies the whole thing about equality. So you're just doing the exact same thing, but instead of men, it's with women. Where's the equality in that? Where's the equality if I just try to mimic men and go and work what men work and go and do and talk and dress like men do? Where's the equality in that? I'm just turning into another man. I'm completely erasing what a woman is. I'm just trying to make the rest of women, or the rest of like the other gender, the same as that gender that was oppressing the other gender. So what do you think?
And I guess this part, it goes back to two aspects.
We went right into it.
We went right into it because I don't know how else can we get into it. It has two aspects. One, about the fitra of being a woman, her innateness, her instinct as a woman, and part of what society wants a woman to be. So this is the fitra versus society's expectations, or society's desire, I should say. So like what you told me before when you talked about when women they ask for their rights to work, for example, and now that they got into the job market, so they are expected to be as good as men to compete, to gain money. And you told me about this before, that they actually publicized this idea because after World War One, I guess.
So men were fighting and they needed someone to work and provide for the family, and that was women, basically. And then afterwards, they just wanted women to go back to their homes and just lock in. So women, of course, didn't like that. But at the first place, feminism was a man-made thing. Like, I don't mean man-made, like, I mean male-made thing. So it was men that pushed women to work and to provide for them while they were fighting and killing each other. So why do I follow something that a male, supposedly, that I'm fighting, created? So feminism wasn't created by men. It wasn't created by women. It was created by men that wanted women to be out there because they were unreachable. They were untouchable. They wanted women to be out there for their own benefit. Don't you think that we shouldn't be following such a thing? Because I'm just doing exactly what he wants me to do. Because men have been out there for so long. They have been working. They have been mining. They have been doing all of these things. And now they just want them women to do it. They just want to get rid of all of these responsibility and want the women to go and work. This is exactly what they want. You're just doing exactly what a man wants. Like, being a feminist is doing exactly what a man wants. You are you're getting naked in the streets, making men see you. You are working and making a living so that a man sits on the couch and watches Netflix nonstop. You are behaving like a man, doing all of the things that a man does so that a man doesn't do it anymore. Don't you think that this is distorted?
And yeah, I guess I do agree with you. We're basically being manipulated, and not just, by the way, it's as we said, it's a male-made thing because if we even go back to the first wave of feminism with Simone de Beauvoir and her, and we can clearly see Jean-Paul Sartre's influence on her. That's why it's even called existential feminism, and that's another whole thing. And I mean, this alone is enough for at least a Muslim woman to stay away from feminism, to not call herself a feminist. Like, I really cannot understand. It's so hard for me to understand when a Muslim woman just speaks up and identifies herself as a feminist and identifies that there is an Islamic version of feminism. Like I feel like with Islam, baby, you don't need feminism because it's the origin itself is distorted. I have a lot of things to say actually, but uh, they're not really organized. But yeah, about existential feminism, I guess the most dangerous idea about this is that you can be whatever you want. And yeah, I don't know if I told you this before or not, but there was this activity that our professor did when she explained the lecture about Simone de Beauvoir. She said, "Do you agree or disagree with their ideas?" And I was shocked. Yeah, I was shocked that most of our class they did agree with her, claiming that a woman can be whatever she wants to be. She can be an engineer, she can be a minister, she can be blah 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 and stuff. And I'm not saying that a woman cannot be, but the thing is that that's our goal. That's what we're competing for. We want to be like men. I mean, why do we have to be that way? Exactly, we are. I don't know. We're always looking at men and being like, I want to be like this man, but I am not a man. I am a woman. And that's the second part about the fitra. There's certain qualities, certain characteristics about being a man that is different from being a woman, biological and psychological, everything. And accordingly, their role in life is different. And it's not because one gender is less and one is superior, one of it is inferior. No.
Because one gender is different. That's it. Like I always like I've done a whole research about gender roles, like we've talked about before this intersectionality thing, and I talked about gender roles. But I always ask myself doing this, why is it wrong to have gender roles? Like in general, I'm not talking about what are these gender roles. I'm talking about why is it wrong to have a certain role allocated for a certain gender. It just makes so much sense because we're different. Men are not like women, and women are not like men. Just like I was gonna say your name. Just like we said, a man is physically, mentally, psychologically, everything is different from a woman. A man cannot bear a child. A woman can. A woman cannot hold something so heavy. A man can. So why are we debating the fact that there are gender roles and there are some things that men can do that women cannot, and there are certain things that women can do that men cannot? It's basic sense, it's basic math, and it's just logical. There is no issue with gender roles. The only issue is that what are these gender roles and where do we derive those gender roles from? Where do we know what a man should do? Where do we get from what a man should do and what a woman should do? This is the core issue here. So we should have something to lean on when we're fighting about something, right? We should go to something to ask someone, and we should be totally accepting whatever that thing tells us. So as Muslims, we know that what we go to, whatever we're debating over something, is a religion. We go to religion, see what it says. And what our religion says, that gender roles are fine. And it says that men have certain roles in life and women have certain roles. Not because men are better than women, or not because women are less or superior, or whatever. Just because the men are different from women. That's it. It's all the concept about someone being different from someone. I don't say that an apple is better than a cucumber because they're totally different things. This is a fruit and this is a vegetable. We're not comparing, and we're not saying that apples are superior because we cannot. It's just a false comparison. It's a debunked comparison because you cannot compare two things that are totally different. You cannot compare a woman to a man because a man cannot be a woman and a woman cannot be a man. That's the whole thing about feminism, is that we don't know where it came from. Like, I see most feminist women in the Arab world, or even like the Western feminists, they don't know where feminism came from. They don't know this thing about Paul Sartre, and they don't know this thing about Simone de Beauvoir. They don't know where it came from, and they don't know it came from a man. Because if they know that it came from a man, they wouldn't do it. It came from a man that told people that they can be whatever they want because there's no meaning in life, and you create your own meaning, and all that blah 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 shitty shit that he's been saying to force people to question everything, to just leave our logic behind as they exactly want, and to start think with our butts. I'm sorry to say this, but this is exactly what it is. Like logic has like common sense, guys, is a thing. It has been here forever. It's gonna be here forever. Men are not like women. They're two different. I'm not gonna say two different creatures because at the end of the day we're all humans, but they're two different types of the same creature. It's just like a panda and a bear. It's not the same thing. But at the end of the day, yes, they all belong to
The same category.
yes, but they're totally different. They don't eat the same thing. They don't reproduce the same way. They don't live in the same environment. Why don't we just treat women and men like the same way? We're not. Men are not superior. Women are not superior. Men are not worse than women, and women are not worse than men, and women are not stupid, and they're good, and they're everything. But we're just different. Why do we have to fight over that? Over something we can't control. I cannot control being born with a chromosome that is XX. We're XX, right?
We're XX.
Yes, and men are XY. I cannot be blamed for that. And a man cannot be blamed for being born like this. This is just who we are, and we just have to employ this to make us better, not to fight over something so stupid. Don't you think it's stupid?
Yeah, and I guess this is part of the test. Like you know, the idea of the test that we always talk about, that everything in life, every hardship is part of the test of the dunya. And I guess these issues that we're debating and that we're facing and that we're struggling with are also a test for us to actually see in which side are we going to choose. What are we going to do? How are we going to act? Are we going to fall into this thing, or are we going to question
And P.S. Just because I don't want anyone to think that I am a misogynist or whatever, I do acknowledge that men throughout history have been oppressing women. Why? Because we live in the jungle, and the laws of the jungle is that the stronger oppress the weaker. Because men are more powerful. Yes, survival of the fittest, and we cannot ignore the fact that men are stronger than women physically, and that's how we function without leaning to something that is noble. We function as tigers in a jungle.
That's why we need each other. Like we complement each other.
Yes, he's the stronger one, and I can do other things, and I can be the one that's nice, the one that's pampered. We were just talking about being pampered, and I can do other things. Like I hate that man can never bear a child. I was thinking about this like in the shower. I always have these ideas in the shower that. Like truly, I hate this word, but actually, a woman, like certain women in life, can do everything a man can do. Like even mining, like certain women are built to mine, but no man in the world can bear a child. No man. So do you imagine this power we have as a woman, as women? We have a power that no man in the world can ever acquire. No man can bear a child. This cannot happen. But a woman can do a lot of things that man can do. Yes, I acknowledge this. But being able to do what a man can do, does this push us to go and do these things that men do, that men are made for? I'm not made for holding heavy stuff. I'm sweet. I'm just a girl. I should not be holding heavy stuff because I wasn't made for it. My muscle, I think my muscle, what is the word? Uh, I don't know what's the word, but yeah, I think yeah, density. My muscle density are less than men. Like my muscles are weaker. Yes, my muscles are weaker than men.
Testosterone and stuff like hormones is scientifically proven.
Yes. So hormones and everything, it's that I'm weaker than men, so I'm not made for that. I'm made for something else. I'm made to bear children. A man cannot bear children. So why don't we just accept our roles as part of the test? Yes, women are oppressed. Yes, I acknowledge this fact because they're weaker. But why don't we just stop crying over this and start doing something? Because being a feminist is not gonna do anything. It's not gonna help you in that.
Victim, basically.
Yes, it's playing the victim and trying to fight with them over something that's not even real. It's not real. Because being a feminist is acknowledging that men are less than women. That women are less than men, and now we want to be like men that are better. Because by saying that I can do whatever a man can do, I can be a man, you are acknowledging that a man is better than you.
Exactly. So if you're having this thought that you're a feminist, so you're implicitly saying that a man is better than you, and that's why you want to be better than. Like it shows this internal conflicts.
It's a fight. It's an eternal fight. Men say they're better. We're gonna say no, we're better, and then they're gonna say they're better, and then we're gonna prove them wrong. And then what? Then what? You're just saying that yes, I do confirm to that fight. You should not be confirming to that fight because it's not a fight. It should not be a fight. Because when we rely back or we go back to whatever we're relying on, God says that men and women are equal. Yes, they're equal, but they're not equal in how they were created. They're equal in the way that they're gonna be held accountable for whatever they do. But whatever they do, this thing is different. A woman is gonna be held accountable for bearing a child. A man is not because they're different. Again, we just keep saying the same thing. So we're equal, but in a sense that everyone is allocated a different task. Like for example, a mother having like two children, okay, and then one is older than the other, so they're different in some kind of way. So the older is allocated a task to, for example, do the laundry, and the younger is allocated a task to stay quiet. That's it. That's the only task they're allocated.
That's what they can do at this age, or at this stage, or with their abilities.
Exactly. This is within the scope of what they can do. So when she goes back home and finds the younger one stayed quiet and the other one didn't do the laundry, they're gonna be equally accountable for not doing the thing they should have been doing. So that one that did the thing that they should have been doing is gonna be rewarded, and the other one is gonna be punished. Although the thing that they were allocated is totally different, but it was according to their capacity, according to the capability, whatever they can do. That's it.
And surprisingly, what both parties are doing is affecting each other. Like for example, if we gave a real example, like for example, wearing the hijab and lowering for a girl to wear her hijab, and for a man to lower his gaze. I mean, they should do this, whatever the case was. Like even if all men did not lower their gaze, I should still be wearing the hijab, and vice versa. If all the women were not wearing, exactly, it is a mutual responsibility. Even if all the women are not wearing hijab, a man has to still lower his gaze, and he will be held accountable. Both of them will be held accountable for whatever they do. So again, feminism, I feel like it is an attack on fitra. Like those who claim that they are feminists, they're trying so hard. Like whether they are consciously or unconsciously, they do this. They defy this inner thing inside of them that is telling them to be a woman. That is like, I don't know, but I feel like truly, and even for some jobs, like I feel like women are better, for example, when they are nurses, or when they are like certain jobs, teachers, exactly, but not, for example, as engineers. Even though some women, they are engineers and they're amazing and stuff, but this is not the norm. So why are we fighting so hard to be something that we are not? I mean, if that's not our true desire, like you find, like I remember there's this show that portrays, there's this girl, and she wanted to be a mechanic, and her father and her family didn't want her to be a mechanic because it's clearly a man's job, and it's, I don't know, it's so degrading. But in the show, she was portrayed as the hero, as the one who could defy her family and could pursue her dream job and blah 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 and stuff. But if you think about it, girl, this is so degrading. Why would you want to sit under a car and do stuff? Like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to do this. Like, let the man do the donkey work. I don't know, girl.
Yeah. If we just give a moment to think about what it is, we wouldn't want to be feminists. We wouldn't want to be a man. We wouldn't want, like, like this. I think this pictures. It was, I don't know, it was during maybe the second wave of feminism, like this woman having her muscles shown like this. I don't know, I think it has a name.
Wearing a red
bandana.
Yeah.
Like,
ribbon on her hair.
Yeah. And then showing off her biceps. I do hate this picture because it says what feminism is. It's a woman and then she has muscles. Why does a woman have muscle? it's okay to have muscles, but what does she have to pose exactly like a man does, showing his muscles? You can still be powerful. You can stay have strength. You can be good in what you do. You can have a good job, but you don't have to be a man in doing all of these. You don't have to mimic how a man does it. Don't you think that like this defies the whole thing? You're just trying to be another man. You're not trying to say that women are equal. You're trying to say that women are men. That's it. And you're just trying to make one gender. That's it. Anyways, it's 30 minutes. Don't you want to make a second part?
Yeah, maybe the chat is really interesting. So yeah, maybe if we have more things to say, maybe we can make.
And maybe we can organize our thoughts a bit because this was like there's no script. We're just doing this in a mall, food food court, which is very noisy and very messy. So maybe we can organize a better place and write a script. And there's a very important point that we can touch on, like the one we said at the early, yeah. And we can do this, a second part.
So stay tuned, part two, feminism. By the way, there's a comment section on Spotify. I turned the comments on, so you have any comments you can share with us. Positive only, please, because I don't like negative comments, or I mean, constructive
You
criticism.
can allocate the negative comments for me. It's okay. I can bear it.
Okay, constructive feedback, constructive criticism, please. And yeah, I guess that's it. So I'll see you guys in the next episode, inshallah. Take care.
Bye.